Hello, NWF Forward fans, and welcome back to another episode here live on the NWF channel and the Wrestling Revolution with Keaton channel. I am your main host, the Canary Kid, the longest ever reigning junior heavyweight champion in NIPW history, and my co-host. I'll give him a little something. Of course, he is the Robin to my Batman. He is the what's the other one? Crypto the Superdog to my Superman. He is the Luigi to my Mario. However, he is the former 5-time NWF World Champion, but still not better than me. It is Schmucker Crossen.
And what we have here, ladies and gentlemen, is Tom and Jerry. I'm Tom. That's Jerry.
Everyone
The
loves
cat that chases the mouse. And that's exactly what it is here, ladies and gentlemen. And he is not the main host. Main host. He is the co-host, my co-host. And main host. Yes, and we are off and running with another NWF Forward. Now, our guest, CJ Quinn, is on his way in. He just got mixed up on the time zones, so let's give him a second to get in here. But we have a few things to go over anyway. I want to, before we get started with the show, I want to talk about, Canary, this is the NWF. Oh my gosh, that's too loud.
You should mute that stuff.
Yeah, I should mute that stuff. What the heck's going on here? Anyways, this dumb thing. I hate androids.
See, this is the age of Crusher Crossen showing.
What am I doing?
We didn't know how he wasn't like when he was born. Electricity wasn't even a thing, so this is a whole new thing for him.
You're frustrating me. All right, then.
Frustrating?
Yeah, frustrating. It's a word I made up. I like that word. Kind of like I make up my own words. You know that. Mm-hmm. So, anyways, so the NWF's 40th anniversary of that blue belt, and I wanted to show you the latest renditions. First of all, just to recap, there's Ace. He was the first guy had the belt. Yours truly lost it to him, and he got the belt in February 16th of '85. But when I lost it, it was still it might have been the TWF or whatever. It wasn't NWF yet. So Ace was the first to have the actual blue belt. And then after that, it was Kid Kelsey, and he was the next one. And Kelsey, he posts on Facebook all the time on how he thinks he's the greatest of all time and having this belt. I don't know about that, Matt. I mean, I beat you for this belt because the next person we got to talk about is the one and only 5-timer.
Oh, Jesus.
And here, I know you like this one. 1985, 1986, 1987. 2 different reigns with that blue belt with me. So, yeah, Crusher Crossen. So I'm the next one, and there's one more to be shown here, which I'll show in another week or two. And then we'll have the 4 of us that held this blue belt, just to kind of celebrate. Canary, any thoughts?
I feel like the belt got a little bit better as time went on, and clearly the quality of champions did not, however, because we still had people like Crusher Crossen holding the belt. So.
Hang on just a second, Canary. I've got to send the link again to our guest because give me 1 second here.
Yeah, no problem. Just keep covering the whole screen if you're done with this.
Yeah, I do like that picture. And then also another special shout out to my great friend Jamie McParlin, the Irish Terror. It's his birthday today. He's only a few years younger than me, so happy birthday to Jamie. And yeah. So now let me just quickly, I got to go into a different screen here quick to get him that link. And then we'll get our guest in here. Canary, by the way, sound like you got a cold or something. What's going on?
I do have a cold. I came down for yesterday. So that's great.
Yeah, that's what you get. You're not healthy like Crusher.
I mean, I may have a cold. You have dementia. It's like kind of evens out.
I'm gonna send it to him in Instagram. It'll be easier, won't it? Yeah.
By the way, folks, our guest will be getting fined. We'll say $20 per minute that he's not here. So
yeah,
he's currently on about 180 in debt right now. So.
There we go.
Just funding our podcast.
There, I sent him the link. I sent him the link, so then hopefully he can pop in with that link. And so yeah, so and then Canary, I see the comments coming in, guys. I'm going to bring you guys comments in here in a second, but I want to say something. Tune in 2 weeks because we have
Yeah.
a big announcement I've been hinting at. Canary doesn't even know what it is, and we're going to announce that on the next show. So big news for not only the NWF, but I will say this for NIPW. So for those of you on Keaton's channel and everybody over there in Ireland, you're going to be interested in this. Make sure you tune into our next Forward show for this announcement. I know they got Carrie, the curiosity of the cat here, going wild with him right now. He doesn't know what's going on.
I don't know what Crush Cross is talking about. It's a little bit of waffle if you ask me. But you better hurry up and make this announcement. I've tried to go to every dirt sheet there is. He hasn't told Dixie Dave. He hasn't told Keaton. He hasn't told anybody. I tried my best, and nobody can spill the tea. So either they're lying to me, or he is really not telling a single soul. But now that I know NIPW is involved, Nathan will be getting interrogated.
Yes, and so obviously if NIPW is involved, you know that Nathan is involved.
Mm-hmm.
So will it be that? Could it possibly be that Nathan's going to force you in the ring with Crusher Crossen? I don't know.
Are we going to see Crusher Crossen versus Nate Maddox pensioner on a pole match?
Oh, Nate Maddox. He hasn't disrespected me like the rest of you guys in this situation here. Well, I shouldn't say that all of you. I mean, Ben's been respectful, but
Ben's a schmuck who has a bad haircut.
While we wait for bad haircut.
Bad haircuts. Looks like my co-host here has done a little something with his hair. No,
I got a haircut.
A really bad haircut? Oh my god.
That's not too hard to cut my hair.
You can't just cut it away and hide the grey. That's not how it works. We can still tell.
So let's bring in some of our comments here while we wait for CJ to get in here. Sky Sports Video News. As usual, it always is great to see the two of you together. You make things fun to watch with your wrestling knowledge and your playful banter. Well, I don't know about playful. I mean, I actually want to kick the kid's ass.
I think Crusher shut his mouth for once. I think that's a great comment. I appreciate all the compliments, but you don't have to include Crusher. You could have just said it was me, because we all know I'm the reason people tune in the NWF Forward. You don't have to pretend Crusher's involved too. It's not like the thing where, like, two kids are like, one of them's kind of dumb, the other one's really smart, and you tell them they're both doing really well because you want the other one to feel bad. You just kind of get them both ice cream. No,
you guys have seen the Energizer Bunny in Ireland, right? It just keeps going and going and going and going and going, and that's just like the Canary Kid's mouth. It just is like you pull that string in that doll, and usually when the string gets to the end, it's done. But in Canary's case, it's busted. So you pull the string, and it just keeps talking.
Well, Crusher, I like to see myself as a bit of a golden goose, because every time I open my mouth, nothing but gold comes out of my mouth. But I like to see you as a broken toilet, because every time I flush, you still keep talking shit, and shit keeps coming out.
Speaking of gold, how come I know you can still come out to the silver Elvis pants, but the gold Elvis jacket kind of retired that, huh?
Yeah, it was the kind of thing where I realized that coming out with all silver, if we tried to do that in the summer, it would reflect off all over the place and probably blind the audience. So it's for the well-being of everyone else that I just stick without it.
And Gizmo, one of our regulars, channel moderators, welcome back, everyone. It's been a cold, snowy time of the year for us here in New York. Yeah, I know it's been cold up there in New York. How is it in Utah and Ireland? Well, we just had a bit of a snowstorm come through last night, and now it's kind of cleared up.
For all the Irish viewers, well, even if you're not in Ireland anymore, you could probably guess the weather. Rain. Just rain. Just a whole lot of rain.
Well, Canary, it looks like our guest has finally made it in. And like I said, guys, we have to apologize. He got mixed up on the time zones, and we're going to bring in CJ here, and then we're going to get started with our interview. We got some matches to show of him and everything. It's going to be a great show, Canary. I'm looking forward to this one. I love I love bringing you guys in at your age.
$280 fine, by the way, if it's 20 every minute he's not here.
You sound so strange with that. It doesn't sound like the Canary Kid anymore, folks. It sounds like he's been slapped up or something, as his voice with that cold he got.
Yeah, I can't confirm that when I first talked to my big brother with this voice because of my cold, he goes, "Haha, I thought your balls dropped." So that was our conversation.
Ain't that
let's just get the guest in, right?
All right, let's bring in our guest, ladies and gentlemen, CJ Quinn. He's from Primos Premier Pro Wrestling. Welcome in, CJ. Can you hear us okay?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
All right.
You guys hear me?
A Little
Good.
quiet, but you could be a little louder. I don't know if you have
Little muffled.
ability to turn it up.
See,
Um,
I had to use my phone. My laptop was not working.
okay. Well, if you just
Um,
get closer to your phone, I think you get louder.
let's see. Right
Yeah.
here. Is that
Yeah.
good?
Yeah, that's good.
You can hear me? Okay.
Yep. No, but it's working and out. So yeah, welcome in, man. So Bobby, Malibu, Daryl, he talks highly of you, honestly. But of course, when he's in Malibu, Bobby, he talks all the smack. I heard it all.
He's gone after my grandma. He's gone after me. He's taken a lot of cheap shots. I mean, Malibu Bobby's out of control.
I completely agree with CJ Quinn here. In my experience with Malibu Bobby, I think he's a bit of a mouthpiece and needs to learn how to shut his trap every once in a while. I just can't stand people who just constantly talk. It just really
Yeah,
grinds my
well,
gears.
once you and just so you know, CJ, if you say anything that he doesn't like, you're gonna be his enemy too. That's
He's
just
I
the
don't
my
way
know.
this guy
enemy,
is.
but
Though
I
CJ, we
mean,
will be expecting the what's that? 320. No, we'll call it a $300 in debt you are right now. $20 a minute each time you're not here. So like it's like a policy. I don't know. I don't make the rules. I just work here.
right.
So yeah, hate to break it to you, but
Well, Damien Thorne, I hate to pass over your comment, but I'm bringing sports videos in because it's for CJ. Guys, I got a question for you right off the bat, CJ. Let's get this in here. Sports videos, one of our regulars. He wants to know this. CJ, what is this I heard that Daryl Becker said I had to put CJ in his place in front of his grandmother? Was he telling the truth?
In no form, way, shape, or form is he telling the truth. He raked my eyes. I went for a blue thunder bomb. He raked my eyes. And he just made me pass out. I didn't grab the rope. I didn't tap. I didn't want to lose. I kicked out. The ref had delayed my count a bit. I mean, it was definitely interesting match.
Well, this was your first match, right?
My very first, my debut.
Yeah, we're going to watch that in your watch along footage. We have the whole match. So we're going to take a look at that.
Great.
So, you guys can make up your own mind as far as what happened. And just so you know, CJ, Ricky and I, Canary Kid, we will go into characters. We feel free to character too. We also be serious with you as well.
Yes,
But we just do it for the entertainment factor. You know what I mean? Yeah.
of course.
So don't. I just always want to. Sometimes I forget to warn our guests of that, and they're like, "What's going on here?" But yeah, that's just me and him being in character. Most of the time.
but
So
I would just like to talk on what CJ Quinn said there. He mentioned once again Malibu Bobby, raking eyes. He's just one rat bastard from the sounds of it. I personally can't stand him. I think he's a disgusting, disgusting wrestler, and I think those referees need checked. The referees need checked. Check the credentials because that's a disgrace. It's a disgrace. Malibu Bobby, nobody.
who are you to
Follow who?
judge all the way over there in Northern Ireland, though? That's my question.
Well, here in the Pride Land, we don't cheat unless you're a little bottom feeder plankton, but not me. I'm a great white shark in this ecosystem here in Ireland, and I don't need the result in cheating. I win matches anyway. Because I don't know if you know this, guys, but let me inform you. Recently, this weekend, me and my tag team partner John McCann, the best tag team in Irish wrestling history, next level, recently went 5-0. So you can be the 5 time, and I can be 5-0, baby, because we just can't be beaten.
I
Just can't be
tell
beaten.
you, something. Nathan keeps promoting you guys like this, and all it's doing is making your head expand like a hot air balloon. You,
I No, I just think it makes me wise because I'm looking through glass. It's very clear, and the clear glass, and I'm looking in it. And what am I seeing? I'm seeing the facts, and the facts say that I am part of the greatest tag team in Irish wrestling history because
well,
we're
if you're
five
the
and zero,
greatest
baby.
tag, maybe we get you over here against CJ Quinn and see how great you are over here with somebody from the United States, or maybe CC Carter or Officer Smalls. Huh?
I
He won't get in the
personally,
ring with me, CJ. So I can't. I'd say Crusher Crossing, but he's a
I,
not
I
going to
don't have a
dodge.
problem with CJ Quinn. I think CJ Quinn's stand-up guy. But I think me and CJ Quinn could work something out. Maybe go through Malibu Bobby, and when it comes to Officer Smalls, our
Yeah,
guest soon enough,
I look
he's
forward to it.
he, yeah, exactly. See, me and CJ. Uh, it could be CK and CJ. It could be a little thing going on there. It'd be
Exclusive.
amazing.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
So Sky Sports Video News always wants to know the technical stuff. He's got this. CJ, what is your age, height, and weight? It's hard to tell.
I am 18. I'm around 5'8.5", and I weigh around 125 pounds.
All right.
I'm one of the little guys. I'm the underdog.
Yeah.
The
So is Canary. He's a smaller guy too. So you guys, two peas in a pod.
Yep, and then we have Crusher, who's a little bit on the plump side.
Well, I mean, today I was a small guy too, back in the day.
Just a little guy.
So yeah, so what? Like, I know you started out in the junior grapplers over there with Primos. How old were you when you started?
I think around like 16 going on 17 in 2023-ish.
2023, so you were 16. And you weren't in the juniors for long, and then you jumped over to the regular training, right?
I went straight to the adult.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, so you never were in the juniors then, were you?
I would help Bobby on the weekends.
Okay.
I would come in and teach the kiddos a little.
Because I just seen you in the picture and assumed you were part of them.
Well, yeah. No, I would love to come in and do that. And yes, I was a part of it in helping the kids.
Okay. And so you've been training for how long now then?
So since like August of 2023.
So about a year and a half.
A year and a half or so.
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And do you enjoy it? I mean, do you guys pretty much wrestle once a month, right?
Around there, you get booked once in a while when you're coming up, but I would love to compete more.
Right.
And I'm working really hard. I'm working on my form. I'm really trying
well.
To get it right.
Yeah, because I noticed when you come in the ring, you used to come up in the turnbuckles and you do like kind of like a little somersault thing. Now you're doing it off the top rope right in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The springboards.
Springboarding, yeah.
I'm working towards it.
This is pretty cool. It's always fun to have an entrance, like, kind of make your own.
And I feel like the good thing with Primos having these two venues, like the Rick House and the Roxy gives me an aisle where I can just do my roll, and the Rick House is a perfect place where I can just hit a springboard straight into the ring.
And just so everybody understands, there's going to be a match in here that we're going to watch where you're not CJ Quinn. You're going by, what was the name again?
The Siege?
No, you had another name. It was something totally different.
Huh.
Yeah. They were calling you something else. Anyways, we'll see it.
Oh, the Rib.
Was it the Rib?
It was a good nickname. Yeah.
And you had some drink or something you had with you, and so yeah, we'll see. Let's see. Sports Tech 117's got a question. Says, CJ, where are you from and who do you wrestle for? Well, Primos Premier Pro Wrestling. And where are you from?
Westminster, Colorado.
Which is a suburb of Denver, correct?
Yes.
So in the Denver area.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So, Ricky, I wonder if you have any questions. I don't want to. I'll get verbally abused for 2 weeks if I don't let him get his say. So.
Yeah, you just always have to talk, don't you? Not your little comments. But yeah, CJ, you started 2023 and stuff. What was it that made you want to start? Like, was there a moment that you were like, I could do that, or just
watching wrestling growing up, looking up to mostly WWE. Watched a little bit of the indies, got into some names in the pro wrestling scene. I originally wanted to go train for Rocky Mountain Pro Wrestling when I was 12. The prices were just way too high. Nobody was 12 years old up in the Rocky Mountain Pro Wrestling scene. And I found Primos Pro Wrestling Butcher Shop, which is a gym, and I trained and I worked my ass off for about a year, and I started getting booked for matches.
So Rocky Mountain, is that like a competitor, another league?
Yeah, it's up closer towards the Springs.
Colorado Springs?
I think.
I mean, down towards the Springs.
It was a while ago, but
okay.
I originally went to go talk to them about working for them. And
yeah, because not everybody does any kind of a junior training thing.
No,
in fact, a lot of places won't even take.
Thankful.
some places, well, you have to be 18 even,
Yeah.
So, yeah. So not everybody even takes 16-year-olds. I know that that's something that this guy over here, they weren't always doing it here either. And he itched his way into the regular, they didn't have a juniors program. And Ricky, snuck through the cracks there at what, 14 was it?
Yeah, 14, all because my coach wanted the money. That's what he says. We had a smaller place back then, not as much trainees. And I asked him, could I train there? And he was just like, yeah. And then he always said to me this day, he's like, yeah, I just wanted your money, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, great. Cheers. It reassured me. But
And then fast forward, you're now 17 and 3 years almost now, right?
let's not skip the minute details. Details are a big thing. Over 3 years in now, I've travelled. I've been to England. I've been to the south of Ireland. I've obviously been to the north of Ireland. I've been to Portugal. I've been to Canada. I am the longest ever reigning NIPW Junior Heavyweight Champion and currently part of the greatest tag team in Irish wrestling history, Next Level, as we are.
And
5-0.
afraid to get in the ring with an old timer like Crusher Crossen because you're afraid to tarnish that whole winning streak that you seem to like to gloat about every time we're on this show.
Let me just edit that a little
But
bit.
what can
I'm
we
not
say,
afraid.
I have to
Morally
apologize for
correct.
him.
Morally correct is the term I use because I think it's morally correct not to beat up pensioners and a load of elderly people. That's just not what I do. Not wanting to have Officer Smalls on my back here.
Back to CJ though. So how many matches would you say you've had so far now since you've been starting to wrestling?
See. I think I'm up to 4.
Okay, so still just a few yet, still getting your feet wet. Yeah, it's kind of a slow progression for you to get kind of into the fold.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah. But at least you've had some matches and stuff, which is cool. And we're going to see some of this stuff. We're going to go to the watch along here page here. In fact, why don't we go to that now and we can watch some of your footage. Now, you said you're on your iPhone?
Yeah.
Okay, you may see
Here we go.
when we do this, because Ricky knows about this back when he had an iPhone, you might see the video it won't be playing. It'll look like it's frozen.
Okay.
And if it
Yeah,
does
I really
that,
wish my Chrome worked on my MacBook.
but here's just a little trick. If it does that, all you got to do is you got to change. There's a way to change your camera view from the front view to the back view. You just got to toggle it and then toggle it back again, and then that video should play. If it doesn't play, it might play fine. We'll see. But yeah, let's get to this watch along.
Perfect.
All right, I'll get this comment out of here. And is it playing for you, CJ? Yeah, he's got to do the camera twitch.
It says offline.
Yeah, maybe he's just coming off, and coming back in again. We'll see. All right. Because if it disconnects, he just has to come back in, and then he'll come back in. All right, so that's CJ. I don't know. I think he might know this little kid on the bench because he hands him his phone.
I assume so.
Yeah. Maybe it's his little brother or something. But anyways, this is his debut match. Ricky, I've never seen your debut match. Do you have it on video?
I do. Really bad quality.
You just don't like watching it, do you?
It's not. I don't mind my debut match. It's just the video quality's really bad. It's like foggy and like really bad. There's like a big shining light right in the camera because it's just fan footage because we weren't doing actual professional footage yet. And it was against John. It's actually a really proud match, and a lot of people cried during the match because of how bad it was. No, they cried because it was my debut and it was very emotional.
Well, hopefully we get CJ back in here.
Yeah, hopefully.
Come back in. But this is the Malibu Bobby that Canary was just trash talking.
Here he is. Jeez, do I have to watch this? No, I'll watch it because I'm assuming CJ Quinn wipes the floor with him.
You know what I think it is? I think Canary Kid likes getting beat up. So that's why he starts talking trash to me. That's why he starts talking trash to Bobby. That's why he starts talking trash to Ben. Because he wants to get... Some people enjoy getting beat up, and I think Canary's one of them. I don't know. Could be wrong.
For someone who enjoys getting beat up, I must be a very, 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 poor competitor at getting beat up, considering I'm... What's that? 5-0?
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Undefeated.
Kind of like the 5-time Crusher Crossen.
Yeah.
All right, so here we got CJ Quinn. I hope he gets back in here. I just hope it ain't because we're in this watch-along screen that's threw him out, but we'll see.
Yeah. Oh, smooth. Big kicks. I respect it. Malibu.
You know, that's something I notice you guys always do. When you go to get thrown, you do a little jump before you throw. Is that like a thing you're trained on?
Yeah, squat
Because
whip.
that was never a thing back in our day.
It's a squat whip, and
Squat whip? Okay.
yeah. So the idea is, and it kind of makes sense. Realistically, if you're gonna whip someone and you just go, you take a step and go like that, that would throw them across the ring. Meanwhile, going in, jumping back, squatting, putting all your weight into it like an anchor, and then throwing them is
Okay.
gonna be a lot more likely.
And it's not just you guys, Ricky. I see it with everybody. Like right here, you know. All right, CJ, can you hear us again?
Yeah, my bad. My phone died.
Okay, I got you. I had to plug it in.
Plugged in. We're good.
All right. And the video playing for you, okay?
Yeah,
Okay, remember, just to get kind of close to your phone, though, so we can hear you better.
of course.
Yeah, then we can hear you good. So, yeah, Malibu Bobby. Was this, was this like, I mean, I know we're going to get out of character for a minute here, but you felt real comfortable being in the ring with Daryl, right?
Yes, of
Yeah.
course. He
Yeah.
takes care.
Yeah. I mean, it's a comfort thing, like especially for your first match. You want to be in the ring with somebody that you really feel comfortable with.
My first day in the gym was with him. And
Yeah.
Yeah. So I, on the come up with him into the match. Given the fact I had even called him out a year before we had this match, saying I wanted my debut to be against him.
Yeah.
I called him out.
Yeah, I think he mentioned something about that. Now that you say that,
Yeah.
that ring looks pretty comfy. It looks like it has a good bounce to it.
I love the pizza.
Yeah.
So
I'm envious because I had to, when I wrestled Freddie Sharkey, his ring was the opposite of this. Like you bounced, the ring didn't.
ooh,
Yeah, it was hard as a rock.
well, yeah. No ring is not hard, exactly.
Did you find? I know for us, when we first got our first pro ring, we found that because it felt so comfortable in the ring, bouncing and taking bumps and stuff, that it gave us a sense of confidence. Did you find the same when you're in the
I
ring?
feel like it did, yeah.
Yeah.
It boosts the testosterone when you're in a match, let alone being in a ring.
Yeah.
It's just in front of all those people.
Malibu Bobby and the Zuba pants. I haven't seen those in a
What
while.
I'm saying is he could have been siding with the ref.
That's actually a very good point. More proof that Malibu Bobby and the ref are working together or something. The referee's bias.
Fun little fact. You know who invented those pants?
You?
Do you? I do. Do you guys know?
No, I'm saying, was it you?
No, it wasn't me. The Road Warriors. They have the trademark on it and everything. They
That's
started
funny.
those pants. Yeah.
Malibu Bobby's about to get a cease and desist from Hawk and Animal.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if they made a killing
Look
on
at
it,
this
but yeah.
delayed count.
This ref's a disgrace.
Well, he is an older ref.
Yeah, he's up there.
Yeah, he looks a little bit younger than you, Crusher.
I can't talk any smack on him. He's an amazing person.
Yeah.
Looks like you're
Just a
gonna
little
go
bit
for
fine.
a suplex, and now you're going.
Blue Thunder. Hey, ref is blind. Blind. Oh, it's a disgrace.
Can't see.
It's almost like a Cobra clutch.
$1 million dream kind of
Can't
thing.
see.
You can't see?
No, he raked my eyes.
Oh, this is very. Oh,
Wow.
okay. This is. I see. This is the. Yeah, he's like a form of a sleeper hold.
Wanted to keep fighting.
That's it.
It's a disgrace.
I don't know what's up with the delayed count.
Look at he just doesn't want it to. He just has to rub it in, doesn't he?
That ref is not doing much to get him off you.
He stomped on my fingers.
Disgraceful.
Okay, now we're going to a. Is this a battle royal match or is this a match? Can't remember.
Oh, wow. Okay, gimmick infringement this Halloween. I did Logan Paul.
Yeah, that's the name. That's the name I heard.
I wanted to showcase like a lot of the flippy moves here, before I tried them in like a good match. Because this is my second match.
So this is your second match now. Okay. I like the headband.
Logan Paul headband.
Yeah, it even has the map on it.
Kind of reminds me of Johnny Lawrence and Cobra Kai.
Oh yeah.
Ricky's a big fan of Cobra Kai, and I am as well. You watch Cobra Kai?
I love Cobra Kai.
Isn't it great? Yeah.
Great show.
Me and Ricky are both saying that new Japanese
spoil.
guy in the new season was make a great
spoil.
heel wrestler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm not gonna spoil it. Who's this guy now? Is he like a regular in the Primos?
So this is Audric. He's dressing up as Joey.
Okay.
Why is the ref blind?
I don't know. Impaired vision.
Is he actually blind?
He couldn't see that I wasn't a child.
No, I think it's a gimmick, but I'm like blind ref. I've never seen that before.
I think he had to feel my beard before he let me in the ring.
I like your
People
commentators.
love
They're
the
very WWE style. Forearm.
This is his second
What am I?
year as blind.
This is I never thought I would see
a blind referee.
Logan
This
Paul
referee
having a
doesn't know what
match
time zone he's
with a
in.
blind ref.
Oh no! I never thought I would do it.
And basically, now there's somebody else coming out. So this is like you keep.
Going on right now. It's a battle royal.
Like a gauntlet.
It's like the Royal
Oh,
Rumble
battle
thing.
royal?
Oh, like a
Halloween.
okay.
Gimmick infringement. Like a cool monkey flip thing going on.
Just got those.
Blockbuster.
Oh, blockbuster.
I want to use that in my moveset.
Yeah, it's a sick move. It's really sick.
Has she been in it for a while?
Yes,
Yeah.
a very long time.
Good kick.
Veteran. It's Tyra.
I'm surprised the referee sees the count.
I don't know. When one sense goes away, the others get heightened. I have no clue.
Yeah, maybe he could smell there was pinning.
Oh yeah.
And this is a battle royal, so once you're thrown out, you're out, right?
God, I hate her chops. Those Mongolians are no joke.
She's just cleaning house on everybody in here. And for a big girl, she's flexible.
Yeah, Logan Paul's not doing so great.
No.
Wait, so it's not an over-the-top rope battle royal. It's like a gauntlet kind of
But
thing.
she is really like
Kinda
flexible.
is. You can pin or you can throw out.
Oh, okay.
I am
don't
really
know if
impressed with
anybody
her.
got pinned. I don't think anybody got eliminated by.
No, I don't think so. Not yet. Somebody else is coming out now.
And what's
This is
this
his
costume?
debut.
Was he dressed up as anything?
I mean, he's got the Thor Gargano vest going on.
Okay.
That ring looks like a 14-footer, doesn't it?
I think it is.
It's gonna be kind of tight quarters for a battle royal.
Taking out the knee, kick to that chest, double kicks.
That's your favorite move, Ricky.
Well,
That
I was on the rope.
drop kick when they're sitting down.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you do it all. It seems like you do it every match, don't you? When they're in the corner usually.
Oh, the corner drop kick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny. I actually got a message today about my corner drop kick in my last match, and there were it was a dude, and he was like, "Why are we so late with it this time?" And funny story, I accidentally had my granny's necklace still on, which I don't wrestle on because it's quite delicate, and I realized it just before I hit the drop kick, and I sit there trying to get it, and I can't, so I just hit the drop kick, but really light. So, yeah, usually I knock someone's block off with it.
So Logan Paul is still in it, right? You're just outside the ring.
I just got knocked out.
And if I was Thor, I would, yeah.
You're gonna get suplexed
Wait,
in.
wrong way, Thor. Wrong way, Thor.
What do you mean wrong way?
He needs to get him out.
There's a guardrail right there. We only have two sides to throw, either towards the fans or the barricade.
Oh.
The Roxy's
I
got
would
an
just-
interesting environment.
So this is the Roxy. This environment's the Roxy.
The Roxy Theater.
Yeah.
I prefer
And we got another guy coming in.
Aquaman?
Aquaman.
He's Samoan, I think.
Uh,
Don't you yell at me.
Here he comes. I love the way we'll have a lot of superheroes and like stuff like that, and then we just have Logan Paul.
Oh, that
I've
okay.
done-
That's I get
I've
it
done
now.
Gambit gear in that Bobby match, actually. Deadpool and Wolverine had just came out, and I wanted to do something cool with my kick pads, so I did Gambit gear.
Gambit is unbelievable. Like for
I don't
me
think
and
it's ever been done.
I don't think anyone's ever done Gambit gear. No, I've never heard of that, which is really cool because Gambit's my favorite superhero, which is a fun fact. But it's funny because Crusher, me and Ben actually both share the opinion that Gambit is the greatest superhero of all time.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know who it is.
Eliminated.
Ah, you're
X-Men.
out.
Character from X-Men.
Has Ben a big
Marvel?
Marvel guy too?
Oh,
I mean, yeah, I think we share it kind of equally.
if you can see, there's a reoccurring theme with gears. I did Sub-Zero here.
Okay, this video is a little smaller, guys. Sorry, I
Okay.
forgot to scale it up. So
Where do you get your gear from?
I actually make it. I have these kick pads made out of pleather, and I use Postumark. So I do a
Sick.
different design every match.
really,
Yeah.
pretty cool. So now this is a different battle royal now,
A
right?
#1 contendership for the Chopping Block Championship.
Okay, the #1
The
contendership.
gauntlet. I wanted to get my hands on Bobby. Was going against Aquaman, otherwise known as Elliot. And I wanted to get my hands on Bobby, but he got eliminated from the gauntlet before I got in.
Wait a minute, let me get this straight. So this is the match that you did the promo for about this
Yes.
#1. Okay, so this is the match.
He called out my grandma. I could not say anything.
Did she answer the challenge?
No. I think she walked up to him at one of the shows and said she had some disdain for him.
We should make that a match.
Oh, yeah.
This is like that match you had, Ricky. What are they called again?
Gauntlet?
No, isn't that like where you keep everybody, whoever gets pinned last wins or whatever? Isn't that how it
Oh,
goes?
Scramble, that's what it was.
Like a scramble, it looks like to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't talk about the Scramble match. Whoa!
See, scramble matches never happened back in our time. That was not a thing at all. When did that
Back in the
start?
50s? Are you talking about the 50s?
Yeah, the 50s. I'm going to send you to the 50s. If I ever catch you.
Yeah, probably what happened. Your back will go out before you even stand up from your chair.
Power slam. There's somebody coming out. And this is in the Roxy as well, right?
This is the Roxy.
Yeah.
We're doing a lot more shows at the Rick House in Colorado.
Yeah. Okay, this guy's got legs like a horse.
Oh, yeah.
He is literally a brick.
Yeah.
The crowd elated to see Brick Chamberlain here in this match. And going right to work.
Yeah, I like your commentators as well.
Oh,
Like,
they're so good.
yeah, they really do a good job putting you guys over.
Shoulder block.
It's so
Another
good.
shoulder block into the corner. Damn, that's a lot of meat.
Yeah, you're not in a great position there, bud.
No,
That meat.
I got smushed in the corner.
Ah, trading blows.
Ran right.
Blow for blow.
And they're just matching blow for blow at this point. No, that's not. You see them legs.
So that'd be a disqualification back in the day.
What would?
Oh wait, this is this ain't a battle royal, right? So
It's just a pin. Pin or submission.
pin or submission, yeah. Yeah, if you got thrown over the top rope, that'd be the disqualification back in the day.
In the boots.
You're so old.
Yeah, there was actually rules back then, Ricky. It's actually
No,
rules.
You guys were just a bunch of pussies who didn't walk over the top rope from the looks of it.
Suplex on CJ.
No, it's
no,
not
we
saying
all-
you never got thrown over. If the ref didn't see it, there was not a
We
disqualification.
all must hold hands and cuddle in the ring instead of wrestling. Tickle fights. That's what you guys were doing.
Tickle fights. See what I got to deal with, CJ?
Oh my God, what?
I don't know.
Oh, huge
Pro
Power
wrestling has
bombs.
evolved.
Oh no, he's dead.
Yeah.
Ah,
And now we're going. Is this
Most recent match.
most
This was
recent?
A month ago.
okay? So
Yeah,
just a
this
month
was
ago.
a rookie battle royal.
well, he's got a bit of a jacket going.
Hawaiian.
Oh.
It was Frank's Beach House was not the venue. The venue's the Rick House, but that was the whole Shapiel of the event.
And he showed off his new kick pads, of course, in his entrance.
Let's say this is what I was saying. Now you're going off to the middle of the rope. So
Have a whole lot more room here.
yeah. I like the black mat cover too.
Yeah.
It gives it has a good vibe for this whole venue. That color.
Oh yeah. I love the spotlight.
Mm-hmm.
Very gritty feel to it.
Yeah. Kind of an underground.
Oh yeah.
So there's two referees and they're outside the ring.
Yeah. It's a battle royal.
Oh, it's a battle royal. Okay.
He's battle royal. Those are all the
Whoa.
people who earned their spot from training their ass off at the butcher shop.
Whoa.
Really switched in here.
Oh, he's got that headlock in deep. Golly. Wow, very surprising height, the heavier of the two. Taken down by Quinn. Jamal Murray would be proud.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6,
Oh my
5,
God.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Just lifting him up. This is Michael Avalon.
Have to get prepared.
But I thought he was gonna do like a perfect plex almost there for a minute there.
I know. We gotta focus on the new guys.
Definitely dressed for the occasion.
No idea what they're capable of.
Into the ring. Big kick.
And then there were 3.
Oh, he's fired up. Drops him with a
Big
clothesline.
fan favorite in this
And the
match.
Rick House is on fire. And it's not Arson's fault. Oh, what
That was a spine buster Uranagi combo. I mean, plus it was just so.
It sounds like live commentating as well. Is that right?
It is. They're on the stage
Okay.
with microphones hooked up to speakers at this point.
How many people would you say are there at the Roxy?
The Roxy, we can get crowds anywhere from like 20 to 50.
10, 9,
And then what about here at the Rick House?
6.
At the Rick House.
Oh, that was nice.
God knows how many people were there. It was so dark I couldn't see, but there was a lot. We could fit a whole lot more fans in there.
No relation to Bill.
Wait, is this the Brick House
The Rick
The Rick.
House, yeah,
or the Rick House?
in Denver.
Okay, so this ain't the Roxy anymore.
No, this is a new venue we've booked a lot of events with in 2025.
Guys, I'll be bringing your comments in as soon as we get out of the match here. Just FYI for everybody.
This guy's got good taste in pants.
Oh, because they look like yours?
Yep.
Why is it when everybody talks good about you, all of a sudden Keaton's a genius, and when they have pants like you, they're good pants? But the minute they cross you, they're your enemy.
Because Sean, there's two things that are perfect in this world. One of them is a diamond. The other one's me. All right. And I'll tell you this now. If anything is even close to perfect, I'm going to credit it. And that's why when someone wears gear, like me, myself, the perfect one, you know, the diamond of NIPW, that's when you start realizing that, you know, they're not too bad.
So if I get silver pants, I'm gonna actually hear you give me a compliment.
No, because I just think you were confused and put on the wrong
You
pants.
could wear
What was that, CJ?
a silver jacket you could wear.
Yeah, a silver jacket or gold. He had a gold one, I guess. I could wear a gold one.
Yeah, retired the gold jacket. Retired it. Now I'm just wearing whatever shirt I find that day. Right now I'm going for UFC
Oh,
shirts.
that's it. He's out. He's out.
No.
There we go. There's the footage. And
Keep-
we had a couple comments and stuff, guys, come in on this.
Yeah.
Let's see what they were saying. So Gizmo said, CG, I see you have taken a lot of hard hits in the match. What is your worst injury while wrestling? Have you had any injuries?
Ooh, leading up to the #1 contendership for the chopping block championship at the Roxy for best cervical, I had ended up doing a reverse scorpion in practice, and my rib cage folded up a bit.
Ooh.
So I icy hotted it before the match, and it felt fine. I didn't have any sores, and I recovered well. And then I've also pulled a muscle in between my shoulder and neck.
They can take a while to heal when it's up there.
Yeah. I just got off concussion, like, I don't even remember how long ago.
Yeah.
A month or two ago.
And then Sky Sports wants to know, CJ says, how much of your matches are scripted and how much was made up as the match proceeded? Like, did you have anything planned ahead of time, or was it pretty much communicated in the ring?
A lot of it was. More recently, like, especially with battle royals, how scrambled they could be, a lot of the times you have to go with the flow. On top of having a timestamp on the tournament gauntlet, it was a little bit hard to get a few things in there. We do plan a whole match flow ahead of time, but like with battle royals and stuff like that, we go on the fly.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, honestly, guys, really, it's just not normal to like get with somebody in the back and say, all right, we're going to do it this. We're going to start out here. We're going to have this happen. Then we're going to have this happen. Then we're going to have this happen. You don't really communicate it like that.
If you have two veterans who have been doing it for decades or more, that's more common. A lot with us guys coming up, we got to plan ahead of time.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing I would do that I remember in my day is there might be a spot I say, hey, I'm going to do a leapfrog series, or I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that. Just be ready for it. I wouldn't say when it's going to happen. I just say
Yeah,
I'll be
just
doing
be
it.
prepared for this.
Right.
One.
Just let them know, Damien says now, Damien says, not trying to stir things up, but after watching the matches, I think Canary Kid has a little more experience than you. If you had to bet on a winner between you two, I would pick the Canary Kid. Again, he's only had 5 matches, guys. 4 matches in. You got to give him a break. He's still starting out here.
I
So,
love to run it up. Give it a year.
So Damien, this is I got to give the kid a break here. He's just starting out pretty much. He's been only in a year. Canary's been doing this for 3 years. There's a big difference there. We'll see what happens in due time with that. And look at Canary just loving it. Kid makes me want to puke.
You like
I
getting glazed, bro?
I enjoy every second of it. I am double glazed donut over here. I am loving every second of this. I'm extra sugary. Damien Thorne, I appreciate it. I'm the pound for pound goat. What can I say? He just has the right opinions.
He is so arrogant. All right. And the next comment we got is CJ. Do you change your outfit or persona every match, or do you wrestle under one name now? Well, the name thing was because it was a Halloween deal and you were doing costume kind of characters, right?
It was a gimmick.
Yeah, gimmick.
Logan Paul from WWE.
Yeah.
As a joke kind of thing. Yeah, I try to do different things. I have my kick pads from the Battle Royal right here. It was a bit choppy because it was dark, but these are tentacles.
Wow, you make those?
Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty
Whoa.
good.
Different. I've done Gambit, Sub-Zero, these. I'm thinking about like as Cyberpunk next.
How do you make those?
I'm really good at copying and drawing stuff, so I'll look up reference and just
Yeah. That's pretty talented. Back in the day, we had to make championship belts because we didn't have the means to get belts in the 80s. There was, there was one maker, Reggie Parks, and we didn't know who that was and how to get a hold of him. So we'd make our own belts, But, so, being creative like that, be able to make your own things and make it look good, like those things look pretty good that you made.
I appreciate your insulting of the greatest accent the planet's ever seen. But, imitation is the highest form of flattery, so I will take it. We may say championship a certain way.
And for the hatchling that sits there and idolizes the Canary Kid now, Wrestling Revolution Keaton, as he likes to say, progress. I was corrected. It's progress. Progress, not progress. Progress.
Yeah, I say progress, to be fair.
Progress. I don't know, guys. I tell you, it's kind of like acquiring a taste to get used to that accent over there. I don't know how I've managed to do it on this show.
It's the best accent on the planet. Let's be honest. So let's really think about it. And I want you to be 100% honest. You trying to say if you go somewhere in the world and they hear an American accent or an Irish accent, they're more likely to want the American accent? No.
Absolutely.
No.
Because they know America is number one.
I think America is a lot more disliked than Ireland. I think you can admit that yourself. People don't like Americans on paper. They don't like English and they don't like Americans and sometimes French. They're like the three.
I don't know. I don't know about that. I like everybody. I don't play favorites.
I mean, I like everyone apart from you, Crusher. So.
And why is it? Is it because I'm 5-time?
No, it's because I don't want to get too attached. It's like getting like a dog from a shelter who's really old, and I'm trying not to name it because I don't want to get attached before it dies.
So, CJ, let me ask you this: if I ever said, "Hey, CJ, I want you to get in the ring with Crusher Cross. I want you to get in the ring with me," would you be afraid to do that?
No,
absolutely not.
Would you be afraid?
Over here would be.
Would you be afraid of getting charged for about 3 to 5 years in prison?
For what?
For killing an old man. Because that's what I would do.
So he says.
I would cremate him in that ring.
So speaking of that, it's a good segue. If you could have a dream match, CJ, and be in the ring with anybody you want, Like anybody in this business, who would you want to get in the ring with?
And why is it me?
I'll pay you to beat him up, but that's another story.
I'll pay you to shut your mouth. How about that? Go ahead, CJ.
I think some matches I want to have. Somebody from Primos. I want to have a match with Levi Spade at some point.
Levi Spade.
Very future. I need to get up there to his level. Seth Rollins is a big one. I would love to get in the ring with him.
Seth Rollins. Were you a fan of the Shield?
I was a fan when the Shield was around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone was a fan of the Shield. Let's be real.
The entrance was so unique.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I was disappointed they got rid of it, to be honest with you. I thought they could have kept rolling with that for a while.
Roman Reigns was trying to keep it, I think, but no one liked him.
But yeah, Seth Rollins. Got a question coming in here with Sky Sports. He says, Video News says, CJ, are you the youngest wrestler in in your organization as far as that's having matches?
That's having matches? Yeah.
Yeah.
At 18, yeah, I'm the youngest in Primos right now. That's having matches.
Yeah, relatable. What can I say? It's not the old folks like Crusher over here who needs a nurse to get him out of bed in the morning and wipe his ass. Us.
And speaking of youngest, this guy over here was the youngest up until last show as far as competing over there.
Ooh.
About 2 9-year-olds got in the ring and had a match.
Yeah.
All right, chill out, Kendrick Lamar. I'm trying to talk with CJ here. But yeah, 2 9-year-olds got in the ring, had a match, whoopity-doo. Meanwhile, me on that show, let's talk about that show. I don't think I mentioned it yet, but on that show, in my tag team match, I made my record in a tag team 5-0 in the greatest tag team ever. I don't know if you've heard of them. I'm sure you have. Next Level, me and John McCann. Greatest tag team. Yeah, you don't have to act humble. I know you've heard of us. I know you've researched us.
Yeah. CJ, I see the look on his face. He's kind of like, next who?
Yeah, you're funny.
Yeah, he thinks he's on this big cloud 9 because he's 5-0. But the only reason he's 5-0 is he hasn't faced people like me and CJ and CC Carter and company.
Exactly.
I wouldn't use the term cloud 9. I would use the term cloud 5 and 0.
Maybe I go there and team up with Nate Maddox and we end Next Level. How about that?
Notice how you always have
Cloud 9.
Well, Cloud 9's for schmucks. That's where all the fancy people go, oh, look, we're on Cloud 9. No, I did here in Cloud 5-0. Because they don't talk about their losses on Cloud 9. They could be 9-10. They don't talk about the record.
Because you don't have a good record with beating Nate Maddox. I think that'd make a good tag team partner for Crusher.
I've actually beaten Nate Maddox before as well. We're 1-1 actually, so it's not the
I thought he
record.
beat you the first time.
Nope, I beat him the first time, so you just get your research right, old man. It's probably the dementia kicking in. You're just forgetting this stuff. It's normal.
So we got a question coming in for you guys here, for both of you, from Damien. He wants to know, CJ and Ricky, what are your next matches? What is next?
It says when. It says when.
Oh, when and who? Let's say that.
I'll let CJ answer that. I'm trying to get the date up.
I don't have any matches on the way yet that I've been told about. I have been told we want to reimagine a debut.
Okay.
For a different kind of CJ Quinn that anybody else has ever seen.
Oh, you want to reintroduce yourself?
In that aspect, yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh. It's different.
So that's probably when it does happen. That'll probably be the next for you. What you're going to do next? Yeah.
Whenever that happens.
Well, yeah. For me, my next show is Saturday, March 1st, Underground X. The 10th NIPW Underground, and to be completely honest, I don't know what's next. John McCann doesn't know what next. If someone wants to step up to me on my own as the longest reigning junior heavyweight champion in NIPW history, step right ahead. If someone wants to step to me and John McCann as a tag team and make our record 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-0, then go ahead. I don't really mind.
Okay. I'll take you up on that challenge. I'll step up.
You can't even step up off your chair without doing your knees.
See, as soon as you start challenging him, then all of a sudden the excuses start coming out of your beak.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You just zip it, okay? Yeah. All right,
The
you're up here.
Canary Kid, the Chicken
You're,
Kid.
yeah, you're up here. Bring it down a notch, buddy. Okay. Yeah. Hate this show. Hate this show. Why do I do this? Why do I do this? I am sitting here with clowns. Clowns.
Are you calling CJ a clown?
Who's you?
Well, CJ's okay. He's not as bad as you. Room for improvement with CJ. He's growing on me. You know, he's not as bad
So
as you.
Sports Tech says this. Crusher Crossen and Dixie Dave versus Ricky and John. I would pay to see that.
I would refuse that match. Dixie Dave, I would never face Dixie Dave. He is a great man, the revolutionary of NWF. He is the true face of NWF. And it's the main reason why I tune in every week for NWF Rewind. I wouldn't watch it under any other circumstance, but the fact that he is the best main host I know, and once again, Crusher Crossing, running off someone's coattails.
The reason he's saying this is because Dixie Dave cheerleads him on Rewind. That's why he's saying this.
He's a smart man. What can I say?
Yeah.
He knows what he's talking about.
CJ, I have to apologize for Canary. He starts to think it's all about him. So back to you now.
It is.
Um,
And he's
Wait.
lost. And he's lost. Well, that was
well, here's a question from Gizmo. Just I'll get this in quick. Which show is doing better in ratings, the NWF Forward or Rewind? They do
good
the same.
question.
They actually do the same as far as views, if that's what you're asking. We get about the same views. It all depends on the guests too. Sometimes when I get guests that have a really big following on social media, and I have them as a collaborator, sometimes that brings in a lot more views. It just depends. And with us, as you guys all know, in this day and age, not as many people tune in live as they do in replay. So we'll get 90% of our views in replay. And Canary is telling me I got to do more shorts because he thinks the shorts are good.
The shorts are amazing, I think.
So many
Yeah.
views.
Yeah, they just farm views. Are great for monetization.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to look up at what your most viewed thing is compared to Forward or Rewind. Like which one has the most? Because it's just all the previews. Obviously, they get all sorts. It's Rewind. No, it's a Rewind, but it's based off Forward. It's a Rewind hinting at someone coming on the Forward, so it should count as Forward.
Which one
it's
is it?
It's with Subforce Arnie.
Oh, the Subforce Arnie show. Yeah, Arnie's
Yeah.
Subforce Arnie's he's a 9-year-old, and sadly enough, he's taken a break. He's not wrestling anymore, but he's super good, and he's got a huge YouTube following, like huge. So he was our first guest. He's over there in England. Very, very talented young kid. I just wish he would keep doing it, but kids go through different phases, and at that age, different interests. Maybe he'll come back to it.
Yeah. I'm currently just trying to find.
Now, I don't know if I asked you this, CJ. Who is your big inspiration? Like, and what you said, you obviously watched wrestling, and that's what got you interested. Who was it that really you were like, that's my guy? This is why I'm watching wrestling.
There were certain matches like Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
That was an insane match. Johnny Gargano on NXT on all the Takeover pay-per-views. He just crushed it, and I model a lot of my stuff after Gargano.
So that was kind of your inspiration.
I watched a lot of WWE.
Yeah. Did you ever catch the Attitude Era stuff or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the preview, the period.
Because I can't remember if you guys are young enough to remember the Attitude Era. I don't know if you were.
I wasn't alive during it.
Yeah, you weren't
Me
alive.
first.
Yeah. Because that was what, 20 years, 25 years ago?
I
Yeah.
just remember watching it back. I wasn't around, but I've watched it.
It was great. If you guys could have lived through that, man, that was so great. The Monday Night Wars when they were actually happening. It was such a great time to watch.
Very
I was
unpopular
around when I
opinion.
was being born,
What's that?
This is
like 2006-ish.
Y'all know. I mean, the Monday Night Wars, they were like 90s, late 90s, early 2000.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I have a very unpopular opinion, so people in the comments hold up. Attitude Era is like second, maybe third best era in WWE history. It's definitely not first. Ruthless Aggression Era sweeps it.
Which one?
The Ruthless Aggression Era. So that's like 2002 till
Well,
about
it's more. It's for
2007.
for you. I mean, that was what you.
I grew up with PG era. I didn't grow up with Ruthless Aggression. I just think the match quality was better. The storylines were insane.
Well,
Storylines in
honestly,
Action Era were great, but like
guys, if you want to go down that road, I'm going to
the
tell you
match
the
quality was
'80s were
pretty
the
bad.
best. The '80s were the best. Territory days were
Are we
the
saying
best.
territories? The territories are really fun to look back on,
Yeah.
but yeah, I kind of get your point there. The territories are fun to watch. Like I watched, it was Ric Flair versus was it Magnum TA? I think I
Yeah,
watched it a while
Magnum
ago.
TA, man, he
Really
was
fun match.
until he got in the motorcycle into the. I don't know, it wasn't a
Car
motorcycle. Was it a
accident. It was
car
just car
accident?
accident.
Car
Yeah,
accident. Yeah, I'm
Dark Side
telling you
Ring pretty
something.
much.
He would have been such a big star if that didn't happen. Such a
Yeah,
big star.
he's pretty. Here he's outlived a lot of people based on what he's been through. Like he's
Yeah, because
still
usually when you
kicking.
when you get in a wheelchair, when you're paralyzed like that, you usually don't make it too much because your heart goes out. You know.
Nah, he's still going, posting on Instagram and shit. Like he's a pretty active guy.
Yeah, him and Greg Gagne are doing the whole Power Town wrestling figures and
Yeah, I seen that.
yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
But no, Magnum TA was good. They had a good look. Yeah.
Yeah, really cool. Magnum
Yeah.
TA was different. Like
But no, I miss the territories. Of course, that's what I grew up with. That's what was
yeah,
my inspiration and influence, you know. And
I
Vince
would.
Vince killed it. He killed it like he kills everything.
Murdered it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Here's
yeah.
here's a question from Sports Talk. CJ, is there any up and coming younger wrestlers in your company? Anybody you because you do help out with Bobby now and then at training, right?
Yeah. Um, for the little ones, I don't know. I'm pretty sure we have a 16 going on 17-year-old around when I started, or a 15-year-old up in there.
Okay.
When they're old enough, yeah, I would love to fight any newcomers.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
and that's the thing. Like Ricky helped as a junior trainer as well as in his their junior training program. He helps, and him and John McCann, and you know sometimes it's a revolving door with these kids. You know they'll come and they'll
Yeah, they'll
go, and
go. Yeah,
yeah.
I was
And that
gonna
was the
go.
same thing with us when we were running a kid league as kids. We'd have kids come and go. Usually, though, the kids that were coming and going because they just realized it was too much, they couldn't hack
Yeah.
it. You know,
Yeah.
so that was usually the revolving door. They realized this wasn't as scripted as they thought it was going to be, or whatever however you want to word it. But
Yeah.
so
But I feel like for us, I hope Nathan keeps it consistent with the kids matches. Even not every show, but like one every 2 or 3 shows having a kids match on it. Because our last kids match is currently, funny enough, our most viewed match from that show.
it was
Uh
cool. I watched it, and
yeah,
you know what I liked? I kind of liked how he had was it Ken Russell come out
yeah,
and do that whole little bit. That was kind of a fun
yeah.
little twist to it as well at the end.
And people
Yeah.
loved both the kids. We show and Chaos there, they were like they're really good, and both kids who've been grinding really hard and working hard. They've been taking up extra classes actually before our adult training on a Monday or Wednesday. They'll just pick it up here and there. So like they're just working hard and they just really wanted it and it was good. And they were there the whole show day. They were helping us set up and stuff. So they got that bit of experience. So it was actually
Mhm.
really good to have them there. To be fair, just a shame they're kind of stealing my spotlight, even though they're just 2 kids and I went 5-0. But whatever.
Well, helping set the ring up is something everybody should be a part of. You understand how that ring goes together. You understand how it works. And it's just
Yeah.
It's good stuff to know,
I don't know how other people feel. Like for me, I know John is a very big. I love putting up and taking down the ring, but then you complain when I'm having to do it sometimes. So I really don't know how honest he's being. Me, I hate doing the ring job. I'll always do it. I'll get it done. I actually do it probably more than most people when it comes to our place because me and John are always there early, and Nathan's like, "Oh, let's do it," and we'll get it done. Then someone else will walk in, and it'll all be done. But I hate it. Like it's so bad. See I'm okay with everything until I start seeing boards. When I start seeing the boards, that's when I just want to cry.
It's just
Yeah,
like,
see,
oh, we have to lug these.
you guys,
Yeah,
your ring's got the boards. Ours had our 20-footer had sheets of plywood, like 4x8 sheets of plywood
Yeah.
that made up. You ever had a plywood ring like that? So it's just a different, instead of boards, it's plywood, basically, same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so it's not as much, it's not as teeter, the planks is just a lot of work, where the plywood sheets can go up very quick.
That's when I go to, like, when we go to Portugal for CTW, like their boards are like thin, like rectangular things. I could carry two at once, and I love that. That's so much
Yeah.
better and so much more efficient. Why would not every other place do that? But no, we decided to get boards that I couldn't even fit one of them in my room right now. Like, it's just big ass boards, and you have to carry them like this, walking around.
Oh,
And then you have people like John, who's just a little try hard gym bro, who's just like, oh, carrying it like that. And I'm just,
Because
it's hard.
he's got the one tick that Ricky doesn't have, and that's muscles.
I'm getting there.
Yeah, you're gaining some weight. There's that, but
I am up 20 pounds since October. So, boom. Mic drop.
I want to just say a quick hello back to Mando. Says hello. Somebody I've not seen before, so hello to Mando. And then Damien's got another question. CJ says, do you work with younger wrestlers to help train? I know Ricky helps train his younger members, and they are really loyal to Ricky. Is it really cool to see? It is really cool to see. Don't believe me? Ask Keaton. Yeah, Keaton's a big cheerleader for him.
yeah, so I try. I haven't been to the kids' class in a minute. I need to start going to help the little ones more. Just weekend stuff kind of thing in the morning.
Yeah,
Kind of busy.
I think he does it on Sunday mornings. He said.
Sunday mornings, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, I mean, so
I love seeing these kids do the same thing that I did, following the path, and I hope they stick with it.
right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing that's, I've always that's why I bring people like you on, CJ, and that's why Canary's my co-host, because I really
Main host.
I really I envy you guys, because you guys have good training right now. We never had the ability to get when we started. And luckily for me, because I was able to draw 350 fans at a show I did, I was able to get the attention of Eddie Sharkey, who then took me in. But had that not happened, I probably never would have gotten any. They didn't train you when you were under 18 years old back in those days. It just wasn't the way it
Right.
went. So I got lucky in that I got smartened up halfway through doing the NWF, and I was able to take that knowledge back to the guys. And I know that's why Eddie was doing it, and he didn't charge me a dime, but he was doing this because he wanted to do a show with us, and he wanted us to get up to speed. So he knew if he showed me, I would show everybody else. It's his indirect way, And so that was lucky, but I still wished I could have started out getting training right to begin with.
Right.
We could have went through we could have got rid of a lot of growing pains, as I like. That's what I refer to it as, growing pains, in trying to figure things out. Almost just a step above backyard. So, but yeah. But yeah, no, it's been a fascinating interview, and I really enjoyed it. Like I said, I always like having you come on, and I'd love to have you come back on again with us, CJ, after you get a few more matches, and we'll see where you're at. If you're up for it.
I would love to.
Yeah, and we'll kind of see, maybe another 6 months or so, kind of see where you're at, what kind of, how you how you're progressing, and the whole 9 yards. So, all right.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me on. Happy Valentine's Day.
Yes, Valentine's Day. I forgot all about that until Ricky reminded me of it.
Yep. Ben's my Valentine.
Not that he wished me a happy Valentine's Day, but he said it's Valentine's Day.
No, I honestly hope today was the worst day of your life, to be completely honest. I really hope it was awful. I hope you go to sleep tonight, both sides of the pillow warm. I hope you stub your toe on your way to the bathroom. Like, I honestly hope today is the worst day of your life.
Yeah, he woke me up this morning with an earful, and that's a whole other story we're not going to get into on the podcast. But Ricky, he gave me an earful this morning, throwing shots at me left and right.
I'm just smarter.
All right, folks. Well, we're gonna cut her loose then. CJ, I want to thank you again for joining in.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's been
Yes.
great. Thanks for joining us. And
Great
Ricky,
having you
we're gonna go to our regular screen here, Ricky, because I want to
Yep.
talk about what is coming up on future shows, as I always like to do.
Let's see it.
Just gotta get to the right screen here. Okay, so again, I just want to say again, happy birthday, Jamie. And he does catch these, so I'm hoping he catches this one. Jamie always looked up to me, but I tell you something, he was a hell of a good hand in the ring, this kid. I would have a match with him any day of the week. He was good.
Happy birthday from one Irishman to another.
Yeah, and McParlin, I think he actually is Irish.
It's pretty Irish name, to be fair. It's either Irish or Scottish.
Yeah. Now, this is what we got coming up. So, let's see. For next week with Dixie Dave on Rewind, we're going to Fred Moore Junior High, which the ring from hell. That's just a boxing ring on concrete there, and they'll give.
I've done that before.
Have you?
It's yeah. We were doing a booking for his kid's birthday like 2 years ago almost, and we just rented a boxing place, and it was one of the worst experiences of my life.
Yeah, boxing rings they have ropes, and they on the outside they look like a ring. But
Yeah.
man,
Funny story, actually. Just going to put it on the podcast a little bit more here. I actually almost killed like a 2-year-old child at that birthday. We specifically said if you're going to have young kids in the ring, have a parent watch them, and hopefully the parents aren't watching this because I'm a bit talk shit. The parents just kind of let the kid run. And no joke, I think the kid also had like special needs, and the kid just ran out in front of me when I was demonstrating a forward roll, and I was like, I don't know if I did hit them or if I just missed them. I can't remember exactly, but I almost just
a
rolled right
forward roll, just like a
Yeah.
somersault roll.
I almost completely forward rolled over like a 2-year-old child with.
I mean, he came into
like,
the ring somehow.
We said it's okay if they're in the ring. Just make sure you watch the kids. Like if
So
you're a
they were
parent,
in
just
the
go
ring,
run.
and he just got in the way. I get it. Okay.
Yeah, he just ran out
Yeah.
and just I was like, Jesus Christ, what am I seeing?
It's funny you bring that up because we did a show at Sandburg Middle School. Mrs. Kiputh was my 6th grade teacher, and so I was 16 at the time, and we just did the armory, and I thought, and I said to her, she was running community school. I said, "Can we do a show at Sandburg?" She said, "Yeah, we can do it in the after school, have a community school event." So we did it in the back gym, and I had all these kids from the middle school there that were watching, and at the end, I thought it would be cool at the end to let them come into the ring and see what it's like. I thought that'd be a good idea, right?
Oh, it's never a good idea.
I had 20 kids in the ring, and they're all like climbing the ropes, and then I'm thinking, oh my gosh, Steve, we need to get these kids out of here, for somebody's gonna get hurt.
I don't know why. It's my big pet peeve is seeing kids in the ring, and because obviously like my nephew and like my brother go to our wrestling shows, if they're like they get in the ring, and every time I lose my end to them, and there'll be other kids in the ring, and they'll be like, but what about them? I'm like, they're not mine. Get out. Like, just get out of the ring. But recently at the last show, all the kids were in the ring, and I was just tired, and I was chilled out really because I had a match at the very start, so I had like completely chilled out, came down from that like adrenaline, so I was just calm. And my nephew comes over, he's like, "Can I get in the ring?" And I was like, "Go ahead." It's like, just go. But
Well, since you brought up the birthday party thing, the Sky Sports has a question for you there before I bring on the next what's
Yeah, go
coming
for it.
up. He says, CJ, is this the right one?
No, it's you just put up an old one.
The heck am I doing here? There we are. This is the one I want. He says, Ricky, when you do birthday parties, do you include the birthday child in any wrestling ring activities like behind the scenes, wrestlers introductions, etc.?
So when we do we've only done it for one birthday kind of event. And it was like a thing where we obviously rented out the boxing place, and so what we did was we take the kids through like a very simple kind of fundamental wrestling kind of 1 hour try kind of thing. We show them some like lockups and stuff, like we would do in our our junior training, and then after that we have a bit of fun with that, and then we finish on some matches from the actual wrestlers. So I think last time there was 4 of us there, so we did 2 matches, me and John, and then me and John against each other, and then Didi Crooks and Chris Mercer against each other. So it's pretty fun. Like, I see, to be honest, if I was a kid and I had that for my birthday, I'd think pretty good. Like,
well, Sean Hernandez does down there. They do these all the time, and it's a big moneymaker for them because instead of getting the big bouncy house, they get a wrestling ring and have wrestling matches. It's
yeah,
like,
I was a kid, I'd rather that over a bouncy castle any day.
Yeah. And it's not much, and the way Sean explains it, it's not much more that they have to pay for that type of thing. So,
No.
so yeah, back to our what's coming up. All right, so I talked about Rewind. It's gonna be that's a good show too. Show 57. It's still kind of, I cringe at the wrestling, but it's fun. It was fun, but we're having fun as kids, but we're not quite there yet. And then there is Keaton's show coming up, and not this Sunday, a week from the Sunday. He's going to have, what is it, Jordan Sweet? For Jordan
Nah,
Sweet?
don't know the guy.
Yeah, so I'm not sure either. So it will be interesting to learn about this. I have no clue what this is all about, but this is what's coming up next for Keaton on his channel.
Okay.
And so I'm going to plug that. And then our next Forward show, I hinted at it earlier. NWF big announcement and special guest coming up on the next show. So this should be a great, this is what I've been hinting at for the last, several weeks, saying we're going to have an announcement coming up here. And it's all going to finally get unfolded on February 28th. You want to tune in to this show, everybody. It's going to be a big announcement. It involves the NWF. It involves NIPW.
Please tune in, guys. I want to have a bit of support when I find out whatever Crusher's yapping about. Though I really hope the special guest is like Dixie Dave or like Wrestling Revolution with Keaton, just so I have like a bit of support on that side.
Well, it's going to be a special guest with us as
Mitch
well.
the Kid. Mitch the Kid I could have. Mitch the Kid would be
I want to get Mitch the Kid back. We've been talking about getting him back on again, and we need to get him back on again. So I don't know when that's going to happen. And speaking of guests coming up, I don't mean to cut you off, Ricky, but couple guests up on the horizon. Look for in March, everybody. Is going to be Officer Smalls. He's been with us before. He's coming back on again. And he ain't taking too kindly to the smack talk of the Canary Kid.
I all I have to say is, isn't he a little small to be a cop? I don't know who gave him any sort of credentials, but I'm pretty sure it's illegal to pose as a cop, right? And I respect the boys in blue all day, but I do not respect some poser like Officer, what was his name? Officer Kralls?
Smalls.
Not very talls. Like what's...
He also has a new gimmick he was doing as by the way, he told me he was came out as Smalls as a face, and he comes out to YMCA now. Pretty cool music, actually, if you think about it.
Yeah, hopefully he can do the dance, because there's a lot of people I'm seeing online.
YMCA, how hard is it?
Exactly.
Are you talking about the other one?
No, YMCA.
Yeah, just the YMCA.
Yeah, there's people who can't do that.
And then after that, we're tentatively looking at March 28th on this one, and I'm really looking forward to bringing in
Cool.
Global Flyer Drake. He was with us with Joe Bird from Pure Pro. He is the current reigning cruiserweight champion, I do believe. I think it's cruiserweight.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and he was with us before, and he was with a group of them, but he's going to be one-on-one this time, so should be a great interview. Looking forward to that. Great. That'll be coming up. Yeah.
Crusher's slacking here. There's no graphics. He's just putting up pictures of the wrestlers. Is he?
No, because it's like I don't have. It's not official. I mean, we're shooting for March 28th, but it's not inked in yet. Now I do have. I mean, I have the graphic for this big announcement. What do you mean no graphic?
You don't have the graphic for Smalls. You don't have the graphic.
That's
for
because
Drake.
Those are ways out yet. They're just it's a little teaser. That's a little teaser talk.
Okay, Paul.
And but yeah, so I think you guys are going to be really interested to hear this announcement, and I think I'm excited for it.
Tune in.
Yeah, so
I want to hear it.
That's going to be in 2 weeks, ladies and gentlemen. I know I'm not going to say what it is on Rewind next week. You're going to have to wait 2 weeks to hear this announcement.
Everyone start hashtag bring on Dixie Dave. I would like that hashtag to go around. Everyone just spam the comments with we want Dixie. And then hopefully our dreams will come true if we manifest it.
Hey, speaking of before that, a little birdie, not the canary, told me
one of my cousins
that Edie Crooks turned face.
It depends how you see as a face. It's like, I think he's just the better of two evils, to be honest. But he links himself with Stevie Fee, and Stevie Fee recently kicked a debuting, well, not debuting, but a first singles match for this guy in a very long time. Ian McInnes, the Revolution, kicked him square in the nuts, and you know, for
It's
me,
one way to get somebody's attention.
yeah, that was disgusting from Stevie Fee. Me personally, I love the Revolution. I love the Revolution, Ian McInnes, but that sort of behavior shouldn't be tolerated, and I'm just
So I
questioning
take it you're not going to like my move where I would take the guy's legs and do a knee drop.
that. That's just mean. Why would you? Okay.
It's it's one way to take care of something.
But Diddy Crooks, I've always said, although me and him don't agree all the time, and I kind of left pure filth, I still have a little bit of loyalty to him. I respect him. I think it's reciprocated. We respect each other's abilities in the ring. We're kind of, I feel like I'm one of the main people. He always seems to have his number. He's only beat me once ever in singles action. So,
Well, you know something. When we do Rewind, they all seem to chatter about you. And so I don't think there's been a Rewind episode that you haven't come up.
I'm just
But-
a topic of discussion.
But I got to tell you though, and I got to take a little credit here. Ever since Canary, the competitor he is, learned about Crusher Crossen's dropkick, he's trying to make his better, and he keeps working on getting his to try to be better.
I will
But
feed your ego a little bit.
it's not
I'll feed
quite
your
there yet.
I'll feed your ego a little bit here about the dropkick. Recently, we did a seminar with Pro Wrestling Noah wrestler LJ Cleary, and the whole crew basically at the seminar went crazy for a dropkick I hit, just a standing dropkick, and they all really liked the dropkick. They all went insane for it. So I think I'm really starting to get there with those dropkicks. Crusher, you might need to up your game a little bit.
But here's the thing now. I standing's good, and I could do the standing. I want to see you do it in the running style to make it the flying dropkick.
As in me hit the ropes and dropkick?
Yeah, you got to be running and doing it.
Was that the one you do?
I did both.
Oh, okay.
So like the one I did with Kelsey that he complains about his jaw, that was a running one. But yeah, do it running. I did a lot of standing, but I would do him running as well.
Okay.
So try doing a running one. I mean, that's honestly, I don't know, maybe that'll be part of my seminar one of these days. But I want to, the way I used to show kids is the dropkick is running, because it's an easy way to learn the dropkick, honestly, because you can, you have the big crash mat pads.
Yeah.
You can actually run and then fly up and then land on that crash mat pad and get the ease of landing on a crash mat versus the mat to get started. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just a way to start. And then, but you can't do that standing, because if you do it standing, it's just too, you cannot do a standing dropkick standing on a crash mat pad. It's just too much sponge.
I could.
Well, I mean, you're talking about kids, though. Are they going to be able to? But they could run into it.
Yeah.
Do you guys have one of those dummy doll things to use when you're training, or?
Yeah.
So you do have one of those?
We have two.
Yeah.
One small one about like that size, maybe.
Yeah.
And then a bigger one that's like the size of me, maybe a bit taller.
Yeah. Was there another
So, yeah.
comment here? I think there's a comment I missed. Let me see.
It's a comment.
See, it says sports tech. I don't even know. I'm just reading it from. I haven't read this yet. Maybe you should have a Canary Kid and Dixie Dave do a show by themselves. This may show who is really
completely
carrying the main.
agree. Yes.
Wait a minute.
Yes,
What does he mean by this?
exactly.
What does he mean by this may show who is really carrying the main load of this channel? Is he meaning that? Are you insinuating sports talk that it's either Canary Kid or Dixie Dave carrying this channel and not Crusher?
That's exactly what he's insinuating, and he's not insinuating. He's stating facts. Facts, cold hard facts, that me and Dixie Dave are the reasons people tune in the NWF Forward and NWF Rewind, respectively. There's no one better, really, is all I can say. We're the best podcast hosts in all of wrestling.
The way I see it, I've elevated both of these guys. I've elevated Dixie Dave. I've elevated the Canary Kid. It's like I'm a pillar holding all of this on my shoulders, is what I am.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about. Remember what I said to Keaton? What about Raven? What about Crusher?
Mm-hmm.
That's what we got to remember here.
Mm-hmm.
There's Sports Talk saying, just want to see if they can pull off a show without you. Okay, now that makes more sense.
Why? What's the question? Of course we can.
Because now here's what you'd have. You'd have Dumb and Dumber. doing a show, more or less. And I don't know how this show would go without Chris Crossen here to guide the ship.
Dumb and Dumber, I didn't know you were starting a podcast of Malibu Bobby, Malahu. So
You better hope Malibu's not watching this.
Malahu? Who?
Malibu Bobby.
Malahu?
You know who I'm talking about.
Never heard of him. Maybe it's one of those kids who looked up with me like Sean Hernandez did.
Before Sean Hernandez, man, I don't know if he's going to be on with Smalls, but you better hope. I don't know if I'd be.
I was his idol growing up, and he knows it.
So you don't know who you're going against yet on the next card.
No idea. No idea. Whoever's getting fed lamb to the slaughter, go for it.
We'll have to see what happens on that, ladies and gentlemen. So like I said, again, before we sign off here, I just want to remind you one more time, make sure you tune in next week because it's a big announcement and special guests coming up. And all that stuff I've been hinting at here for a while now, as far as we have a big announcement coming up, well, this is it. So we're going to see what's happening here. And, Canary doesn't even know. So there's that. Right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know why you couldn't have just told me behind the scenes.
Well, because I like to keep everybody in suspense.
Yeah, whatever. All right, let's wrap this bad boy up. You're boring me.
Yeah, he's limited mind, folks. So let's wrap the show up. It was been a great show. Our guest again, CJ Quinn from Primos Premier Pro Wrestling. And tune in for our, next week with me and Dixie Dave. I got Keaton coming up on the following Sunday, and then we have 2 weeks from tonight, we'll be here again with our big announcement. So looking forward to that.
Yep.
All right, folks. Thanks for tuning in.
See ya.